Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to be picking the top brands for certain makeup categories. So for bronzers, it'll be this brand. For lip products, it'll be this brand, so on and so forth. Before we begin, I would like to preface the video by saying that this is more of my thoughts and how I feel. It's not necessarily go out and buy it. This is what you have to try out. A lot of us will have different opinions on which brand to go to, and these just happen to be mine. Not all makeup categories will be covered in this video. There were some categories that I struggled to pick an actual brand for, so I just left that to the side. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. The first category is blush. For me, I personally love NARS blushes. I know it was a tie between MAC and NARS. However, I did make an effort not to double up on certain brands. So for me, I felt that NARS was the strongest contender for blush category because I was going to use MAC for a different one. My love for blush has been constant since the very beginning of using makeup. I've always loved blush, and I find that with NARS, I don't think I've ever been disappointed with the colors that I've chosen, as well as the pigmentation that I have on my blushes. Now, I can't speak to the recent formula. All of my blushes are older and they come in the older packaging, but I feel like their selection ranges from vibrant to neutral, and as a result caters to a wider audience. I particularly love their matte blushes, but they do have matte, they have shimmer, and they do have a formula much like, I believe it's the Super Orgasm, where it has chunkier pieces of glitter. I wouldn't say that the glitter shows up on the skin as much as a sheen does. It's just worth noting that some of their blushes do have that type of texture to it. But I love my NARS blushes through and through. I still have them, depotted them, and will continue to use them. Love NARS blushes. Moving on to highlighter. For highlighter, I'm gonna go with Bobbi Brown. They have a glow series that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I love that the pigmentation is very consistent. So when you swatch it or apply it onto your skin, it's not glitter here, sheen here, metallic here. It's very smooth in terms of how it applies on the skin. Furthermore, it is the type of application that I prefer with highlighters. I like something that runs between sheer and medium. Anything that is past that, leaning more towards metallic, accentuates the texture and pores on my skin. Avoiding that is always my number one priority. With the Bobbi Brown highlighters, I find that it is that medium finish where it's not exactly opaque, but it's also buildable if you're interested in creating more intensity on your look. I also find that the shade selection is awesome. I think the one thing they might be lacking is kind of that champagne type of shade, at least with a shade range that I'm looking at. But they do have the pink, they have the rosy, they have the bronze, they have the gold, the yellow golden color, and a couple of blends between them. I love those highlighters. Like, you guys see it all the time on my channel. I love the Bobbi Brown highlighters. Moving on to lips. Lips, I kind of just jumbled into one category and I went with MAC. I think that it's not surprising for me to choose that as the option for lips. I love my MAC lip liners. Their range definitely fits my general idea of what a lip liner color should be. Neutrals, browns, neutral pinks, neutral purples. I love the collection that I have, and they have lasted me so long. I know some people prefer creamier formulas, but I am perfectly fine with their wooden pencils. They also have a variety of different lip glosses that you can choose from: Dazzle Glass, Lip Glass, Cream Sheen, and a Partridge in a Pear Tree. My personal favorite are the cream sheens because they're not too thick, but I know that a ton of people love their lip glosses. It's just a little too sticky for me. Lastly, we have lipsticks. I don't think you have to talk too much about MAC lipsticks. I know some people are going to say they're not the greatest thing, but if you're looking generally, MAC lipsticks have stuck around and been popular for this long for a reason. They have so many shades, they have so many finishes. You are bound to find something that you would use within their range. That's why I went with MAC for all the products. Let's note though that Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, so good. For lashes, I'm going with Ardell. I've loved Ardell lashes from the get-go, and they're affordable. You have a variety of different types. You have their individual lashes, you have their regular bands, you have their wispy line, you have the double ups, you have the faux mink line, you have, I think they're called light. There's a variety to choose from, and their bands, okay, like I'm a thin band kind of person. Thick bands, they irritate my eyes. I do have some from Coco Lashes, but the bands on Ardell, since they're so thin, I just love how they lay on my lash, and they're like barely there. I am wearing a set of faux mink lashes. They are so light, but they really are some good lashes. Brow products goes to none other than Anastasia Beverly Hills. Ugh, kills me because it's so expensive. And I say that because it's a category that I run through pretty quickly. Like, brow stuff is so easy to go through because a lot of us use it on a daily basis. But the Brow Wiz is the best pencil I have ever tried. It's perfection, in my opinion. It's not as stark and creamy as other brow pencils, and the fact that it's really thin. My favorite brow product, period. Their pomade is really good, and if you do use pomades on a regular basis, the pot comes with so much product. I can't recall ever finishing an entire pot. That's how much product there is in there. Also, their clear brow gel, I've had 2 or 3 samples. I'm done with 2 of them. I'm down to my last one, and I recently started using their pomades that comes with like the brow set, and that's really good too. The hold on these brow gels, really strong, really good. I just wish they were a lot cheaper because I run through them so quickly. Moving on to bronzer. Bronzer is gonna go to Fenty, the Sun Stalker bronzer. I've personally tried just one shade, and I have it in Islanding, I believe it's what it's called. But the formula is so soft, so smooth, and when you apply it on the skin, it's buildable. I personally am not the type of person that likes bronzers where it's, you know, impact on initial contact. I do like to build the bronzer onto my skin and kind of gauge and choose where I want more opacity, more blend, and I feel like that's what I get with the Fenty bronzer. It is so smooth and so blendable. I love the application of the bronzer. I've never used it and was disappointed with how my bronzer ended up looking. And bronzer is such a special step to me. I love applying bronzer, and applying the Fenty one is just, it's top notch. I really do love it. And in comparison to a lot of brands, Fenty has a very good shade range. I don't know if it's 8 or 10. I want to say it's between there. And in addition to the extensiveness of the shades, which is not common for makeup brands, you also have different types of tones. So you have ones that are more red, more warm, more neutral, and so there's a lot more options to pick from when it comes to the Fenty bronzer. Lastly, eyeshadows. I'm going to go with ColourPop. I don't think there's a brand quite as focused on releasing product after product, particularly with eyeshadow palettes, like ColourPop is. ColourPop has small palettes, now they got big palettes, they got 12, they got 15, they got singles, they got Super Shock, all the finishes under the sun. Don't try the pressed glitters though. ColourPop, you did it wrong there. They are trying so hard to come up with all the shades in the world, and they're making it affordable for us. Like, it's so affordable for quality eyeshadows. Now, is it going to be the best eyeshadow that you're going to buy? I don't know. That goes down to personal preference. But is it one of the top eyeshadow quality in comparison to the money that you're paying for it? Definitely. It is top tier stuff in that sense. They just keep on coming. And what's more impressive is that the customers keep coming. So, you know, gotta give it up to ColourPop. Alright guys, that concludes today's video. I do hope that you enjoy it. If you have your list of product and category that you would like to share with all of us here, please leave it in the comments down below. I would love to hear what your favorites are. If you guys like this makeup look, go ahead and head over to Instagram. There I will post a photo of the makeup look along with the products in the caption. Be sure to check me out down there. First link in the description box down below. Till the next video, I hope you all are doing well, taking great care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye guys.